This is my brutally honest review of Ben Stoeger and Joel Park's latest book, Baseline DryFire, A Guide to Red Dot Mastery. But real quick, we're giving away a free DryFire Mag in the Shooting Challenge giveaway. Stay tuned to the end of the video to find out more. All right, so this book is actually trying to do a lot in its slim 179 pages, which you can pretty much breeze through in an afternoon. To me, this book is broken down into three parts. There's foundations, concepts, and drills. The first section, foundations, is a great primer for people who are either new to shooting or new to red dots, or if you just haven't taken dry fire seriously. It covers a lot of the basics with shooting, and so I think it actually makes it accessible to almost everyone. But if you've been around, you've been shooting for a while, I think you could pretty much skip these chapters. The third section of the book includes a lot of drills that covers many different aspects of practical shooting. There are drills that focus on things like accuracy, smooth trigger press, transitions, focal depth changes, and a ton more. For each drill, they actually go over the objective, the setup, which includes actual pictures and diagrams, the procedure, and the goal for the drill, including part times, which is pretty cool. A con for these drills is that they assume you have access to an appropriate range. So if you're like me and you don't have a range that's close by where you can access the full bay, you can set up targets, shoot from the holster, shoot as fast as you want, these drills may not work for you. But with that said, I was trying to make do with some mini USPSA targets, a good timer, and a DryFire Mag to dry fire some of these drills at home. If you're interested in seeing how that looks, maybe I'll create another video, so let me know in the comments below. And finally, the second and middle section of the book, Ben and Joel list out a bunch of unique strategies and concepts that they use for practical shooting. And funny enough, this is actually the section that I got the most value out of. And I think the reason why is because I came from a shooting self-defense perspective. And so a lot of the things that they talk about in this section of the book just seems very foreign, almost counter to some of the things that you learn when you come in with the lens of self-defense. For example, let's talk about sight picture confirmation, okay? In self-defense, I know what that means with a red dot. It means dot in the center of the window, hovering over the point of aim, and keeping it there through trigger prep and pull, right? Simple. For Ben and Joel, they actually have 4 different categories of sight picture confirmations. And it's all about balancing speed and accuracy. And so on one end, we have that self-defense sight picture confirmation that I described earlier that signifies the highest accountability, maximizing accuracy. And on the other end, Ben and Joel describe what they call an index confirmation, and where you literally have no sight picture at all, and you're just relying on your natural point of aim. And this is very much prioritizing speed. And this kind of blew my mind because from a self-defense perspective, I would never consciously use an index confirmation. Like, it just wasn't even in my brain to think that way, right? I was just taught, you get that sight picture, you get that dot hovering there, it looks like a dot, you always do trigger prep and you pull. That's how I learned how to shoot. But in a practical shooting situation for sport, when you've got a USPSA silhouette target just 2 yards away and where milliseconds matter, maybe it's all right to just use an index confirmation because it's so close. And so now I'm completely obsessed with the idea of training, trying to figure out at what distances and at what target difficulty I can shoot on each of these 4 different levels of confirmation and still hit A zones. And so this is probably gonna take me weeks, if not months, to figure this out and train this and to try to get better at using lower and lower confirmation with more difficult and further targets. So this is gonna take me months, and this is just one concept from the book out of half a dozen. To me, that one concept alone was worth the value of the book. And so if you're interested in practical shooting at all, I think this is a great book to add to your library. It's a super quick read, it's accessible to new shooters, and I highly recommend this book. But what do you guys think? Have you read Ben Joel's Baseline DryFire? What do you guys think? What are you finding the most value out of? Or maybe you didn't like it at all. Let me know in the comments below. But one more thing, right now we are giving away a free DryFire Mag in the shooting challenge giveaway. It's super easy. All you gotta do is shoot at the range, measure your shot groups using our app, and submit them to the challenge. Every qualifying shot group is an entry to win, and the better your shot groups, the more entries you can win. And we're doing a giveaway challenge every single month. So every month is a chance for you to turn your next range day into gear, prizes, and more. Click the link in the description to get started.